I want to know what is the process of bringing back Sheikh Hasina to face their trial.
Thank you. So I do have some experience as a prosecutor in extradition matters. Obviously there is an extradition treaty between Bangladesh and India, but we also are aware of what has been stated so far. I don't want to prejudge what India is going to do, but of course it is the role of the Chief Prosecutor and this office to ensure that charges are brought, that an extradition request is made, and obviously if extradition is refused, we will have to then look upon whether she is tried in her absence, or whether in fact we look to the International Criminal Court to provide assistance in trying her. That is a matter that's not my decision to make, but certainly we would hope, and certainly we would make a call to India as a democratic state, that they respect the rule of law and they respect a lawful and proper request for her extradition when an extradition request is made.
I have a question. I'm curious to know if it's possible to extradite the fugitives, including Sheikh Hasina, while retaining the death penalty in the process. This is my first question. And my second question to you, I guess, your prior engagement with the defense team in the last ICT, whether I should say the last one, would impede people's pursuit to justice.
So I'll deal with the second question first. So my experience of working previously for the defence at this court has shown me where the legal framework and the practice needs to be changed in order to meet the highest international standards. As a barrister, as a member of the Bar of England and Wales, I have a professional responsibility to uphold the highest standards of professional ethics and conduct, and that is what I will do. I have agreed to assist the prosecution and to advise as much as I can to ensure that that process is maintained. The first question in relation to the death penalty. Now, obviously we are aware that for a number of states, particularly European states, that there is a refusal to extradite or to provide evidence in relation to proceedings where the death penalty is maintained. Now, of course, that will have to be a discussion that the government will need to engage in, whether it is appropriate to maintain the death penalty in these proceedings. And it will have to be a question as to whether, if they maintain the death penalty, whether they will lose the support, the absolutely essential support of European nations and the United Nations. Of course, that's not a decision for me to take. That is a decision that affects the government, and I understand that is a very topical issue to have. But certainly a decision will have to be taken as to whether it is appropriate to suspend the death penalty for these cases, to issue a moratorium, or whether the nature of these crimes are such that there will be a demand for the death penalty. Ultimately, it's a matter for the judges to decide as to whether the death penalty should be applied or not.
Sir, I have a question, please. Sir, we know it's the international court. Is it possible to make bridge as a judicial bridge to international criminal court and in this court?
So the first thing to recognise is that that Bangladesh is a member of the International Criminal Court and has been for members since